All this moaning and groaning about inflation, I just don't get it. I mean, I love inflation. You see, I'm a real estate developer. I buy houses and apartments, and then I rent them out. Now, I like to borrow as much money as I can so I don't have to tie up my own money. And thanks to inflation, the prices go up so I can increase my rents. And a few years later, I sell the houses and buildings, and I make millions. Now, the beauty of it all is that the rents that I charge cover my costs. The bank puts up all the money, and I get all the profits. Looks like there's a customer. It's time to get to work.
Hi, I'm looking for Jerry with an I.
Well, it's me, Jerry with an I, short for Jerica, kind of like Jessica, but not. How may I help you?
Looking for a house just small enough for me and my 10 cats. I don't need anything too big.
Let's see what we can find. How about this one?
Whoa, that's a nice one. How much would it cost?
About $500K.
That's too much. My husband just died. I don't have that much money.
Well, because of the increase in prices, also known as inflation, this is about as low as you're going to get. Sorry.
What's inflation? I never had much book learning, you know?
Let me teach you a couple things. There are 3 types of inflation. Now, the first one, demand pull inflation, occurs when the aggregate demand increases. Now, aggregate demand, also known as RGDP, is the total value of current production with prices from a fixed base year. The second kind of inflation, cost push inflation, occurs during supply shocks, which is when aggregate supply suddenly decreases. This drives up production costs and therefore increases the price level. The last type of inflation is just political. The government just prints too much money.
But all this inflation is bad for me. I just don't have the money to keep up with it.
That sounds like a personal problem.
But
thank you for your business. The door's over there. I'm sure we'll find a great house eventually.
Are you Jerry?
Mm-hmm.
My friends from college told me all about you. They said that you could help us find cheap housing.
I'll see what I can do, but it's actually not that easy.
That's fine. Let's take a look.
Okay, how about that one?
Oh, yeah,
That
this one.
actually
This one's
looks
good.
really nice. Yeah. How much will it cost?
$2,000 a month.
We can't afford to pay $2,000 a month. We just got out of college. We've each got over $100,000 in loans to pay off. $2,000 is not in our budget.
Like, it's the best I can do with this economy.
Look, Jerry, interest rates are so high. Just take a look at the money market graph. Because the Federal Reserve, which is the financial body that manages monetary policy, started selling bonds, otherwise known as open market operations, at the beginning of this year to counter inflation, this decreased the money supply, which increased interest rates. Now we're trapped in an endless cycle of debt because the interest on our loans are so high.
Look, this higher interest thing is hurting me too, and the only thing there's nothing we can do about it. So the only thing we can do is either get the apartment or not.
Alright, I guess we won't take it.
Thanks for your time.
Goodbye. Come in.
Hi, Jerry. So I was recently unemployed, but I was wondering if you could help me find a bigger house that wouldn't use too much of my unemployment
Yeah,
benefits.
sure. Let's look. It looks like the cheapest thing I can find is $4,500.
$4,500? Didn't you hear that I'm unemployed? I can't afford that.
Look, the way the economy is going, $4,500 is going to be the best that you're going to get. If you take a look at the Phillips curve,
Who's
right?
going?
With high inflation, you're going to have low unemployment. So the fact that you're unemployed, there's not that many people unemployed out there in the economy right now. We're in point A, so there's high inflation, high price level, but actually low unemployment.
Okay. But before I can commit to this, I need to compare my marginal benefits and my marginal costs, the additional costs and benefits for the increased space. So on the plus side, my family and I could use the increased space since my husband's parents, who are also unemployed, will be moving in with us. But on the downside, buying this house would mean living off entirely from my husband's $30,000 paycheck because all my unemployment benefits will go towards the house. I don't know what to do.
You gotta make up your mind. But look, there could be something that we could do. Maybe you could get an apartment or a condo instead of a single family home. That would decrease the price.
Okay. Better than 4,500?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye. What's the big deal about inflation? I mean, inflation is great. I make millions.
Come in. Hi, Jerry. I was recently unemployed, and I was wondering if you could help me.
Stop.